So I heard the Korean movie Parasite that won the Oscars copied its story from a Tamil movie.
Oh my god, which one?
Why don't you take a wild guess?
Keeping the Oscars in mind, Vetrimaran's Adukalam?
No,
Maniratnam's Talabadi?
no. Enough! The movie is none other than our Ilayathalapathy Vijay's Minsara Kanna, directed by K.S. Ravikumar. If you are here for the first time, I'm Caroline and this is the Cinema Wonderland.
Hold on. I thought you were gonna talk just about Indian cinema.
Well, yes, but how can I not talk about Parasite when it's claimed that its story is copied from a 1999 Tamil movie?
Fair enough.
First things first, let's hear the story of both the movies. The movie Parasite, directed by Bong Joon-ho, is a black comedy thriller where Kim's family, which lives in poverty, get themselves employed into a wealthy household without revealing their real identities.
And Minsara Kanna is a rom-com directed by K.S. Ravikumar about an arrogant businesswoman Khushboo who hates men because of a bad experience in the past, has a younger sister who's obviously fallen in love with the hero Vijay. How Vijay tries to convince Khushboo about their love and that not all men are bad, etc., under the guise of being a bodyguard, and also gradually employing the other members of his family into Khushboo's household forms the crux of the plot.
Yep.
So the producer of Minsara Kanna has a point, One person slowly tries to bring in their whole family into the household without revealing that they are family. Parasite for financial reasons and Minsara Kanna for love.
Hello, I'm not done yet. Claiming Parasite's story was ripped off from Minsara Kanna is like saying Avatar's story was inspired by Vietnam colony. For those of you who don't know the story of Vietnam colony, please do Google it. Parasite is a lot about class divide and the deep economic disparity in our society. It's a satirical take on capitalism.
So what? Minsara Kanna is about gender equality. You see, Khushboo works for women empowerment. Right from her gardener, to her driver, to the cook, to the watchwoman, all are women. If Parasite is a take on capitalism, Minsara Kanna is, what is that word?
Satire?
Is a satire take on feminism.
Satirical, not satired.
Whatever. பெரிய சசி தரூர்னு நினைப்பு.
Really? Let's forget the fact that Vijay jumps over a 10 feet high gate to enter Khushboo's house. Okay, let's also forget the fact that he crosses a moving train on a bicycle. Let's forget the fact that Vijay works as a vegetable seller, lorry driver, school bus driver, auto rickshaw driver, and TV smoker rider while singing some uncle auntie song.
Oh uncle, auntie.
Let's forget for a moment that throughout the movie, every servant in that house sings that one song. Let's forget the preachy scenes where Vijay convinces Khushboo, a staunch feminist who just can't stand the sight of a man, that a man can live alone, but a woman cannot live without a man. But just look at the characters. Khushboo's rich lover immediately breaks up with her after he gets to know that her face is scarred in a fire accident. He literally tells her on her face, "O munja paakave saikala." All this when she's barely discharged from the hospital. And years later, Khushboo wouldn't respond on the phone if she hears a male voice on the other end, and yet she turns out to be a very successful industrialist and not some psycho serial killer who hunts on men. The problem with most 90s Tamil movies is that the characters are single dimensional. What does that mean? It means that the person is either flawless or a monster. But that's not the case in Parasite. The movie doesn't demean or criticize any of the characters. I mean, the rich are shown as nice, naive, and gullible too. And they also show that the poor can get greedy. Among the many thought-provoking dialogues in the movie, there is this one conversation between the poor driver and his wife. When the driver says that the rich are nice people, his wife responds by saying, They are nice because they are rich. Parasite portrays the indifference of the rich towards the struggles of the poor without getting preachy. The rich never look below, and it's symbolically brought about by the fact that they ignore the poor neighborhoods located downhill from where they live, or the infiltrators hiding under their cot, or even the basement that remains concealed from them. Parasite shows that the poor are watching silently, a silence that's dangerous. It just takes a harmless, condescending gesture to shake up their morality. And their fight is not just against the rich. They can get murderous against other poor folks too who compete with them. Parasite is not just about the economic disparity between the two, but it also talks a lot about human emotions of greed, guilt, fear, and envy. And it's no wonder that the director Bong Joon-ho says that he was actually inspired by The Housemaid, a Korean classic that was released way back in 1960. The Housemaid is also about how a maid destroys an aspiring middle class family and probes deep into human emotions of greed, lust, and guilt. Minsara Kanna is undoubtedly a decent comedy entertainer, but to say that its story was copied in Parasite is not acceptable. So that's about it, guys. Don't miss watching this great movie Parasite, and also do give its actual inspiration The Housemaid a watch. There's a very good print of The Housemaid available on YouTube with English subtitles, which I have mentioned in the description. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think about these movies in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!